What is up, guys? It is TerrorTubs back again, and today we are going to review a particularly unique game, Executive Assault. Now, when looking at it for the first time, its main draws doesn't seem that uncommon. First-person shooter and real-time strategy, those games are pretty widespread around the internet. But when you combine the two of them together, it makes for a very unique experience that's difficult to find elsewhere. But overall, this game feels like a strategy game with FPS as an added bonus. Like most strategy games, there is a technology tree, you build your units from factories, and you have to mine resources to be able to produce such units. But the twist on it is, every single unit you build, even the gigantic mega death robots, you can be able to take the control of. So for every plane, every tank, and every individual infantry that you build, you can take control of and lead the charge to take out the enemy. But unlike Supreme Commander and Ashes of the Singularity, this game is not about a lot of numbers. Yes, definitely, it's good to have a lot of troops, but generally the maximum units you're going to be able to build is 50. And the AI rarely groups large units together, so there's not really going to be any sustained battles of any kind. Now, when you first start, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult. This is due in part because of the AI, but also a large part because of the interface. It's difficult to see what units you have selected, it's difficult to see what their waypoints are, and it's extremely difficult to see where the key resources are on the map. When you first start the game, and if you haven't looked at any tutorials or anything, you're probably going to be in a large resource debt. And this is because one of the major resources in the game is a little tiny purple rock that isn't apparent by any means. If you didn't know what you were looking for, you wouldn't think it was any more than some scenery on the map. Nor would you know that you had to build these little circular drones and tell them to go capture it and bring it back to your base. Evidently, the AI doesn't know this either, as they don't go out and capture these essential resources. It doesn't appear that the AI receive any hindrance to their performance without having these, so go get them as quick as you can. But as for the combat itself, it's adequate. The units get where you tell them to go, they shoot units on the way, but it definitely doesn't feel as polished as some of the bigger budget games do. But guys, one person made this alone with Unity. Now that's pretty crazy. I've tried to dive into Unity a couple times and made some pretty basic games, but I can't imagine making a game like this all by myself. That must have been crazy difficult. So I absolutely have to give props to the creator of this. This is an impressive game to have made all by yourself. The tech tree is well thought out and impressively large. There's all kinds of different technologies, from interior defenses to different vehicles to the types of weapons you want your units to have. And implementing these technologies is also equally unique. You can only build 3 factories, one for robot infantry, one for tanks, and one for airplanes. But in each of those factories, there's a design menu. And in each of these design menus, you can select which type of unit you want and which weapon you want it to have. You're pretty much just going to choose the best of the best, but it's fun to mix and match some of the different types of weapons, such as plasma, lasers, and your standard earthly projectile weapons. Mining for resources other than the small tiny purple rock is relatively standard as well. You construct a mining rig over the specially marked areas, and then you have to construct these giant pylons to transport them back to your base, which is cool. Another cool unique aspect is that you can divert power to what you need at a certain time. For instance, if you need more money, you can divert power away from your defenses and from research and add to your mining. And this works vice versa. If you want research faster, you can take power away from mining and increase your research. But after you get all these tiny purple rocks, called thorium by the way, you can pretty much just put all your power on max all the time and you should be good to go. This is why I think the AI should actually try to take these purple rocks. It makes it way too easy to just collect all the thorium at the beginning of the game. And now, on to arguably one of the coolest parts of this game, the first-person shooter aspect. The way the game creator went about adding the first-person shooter aspect is incredibly immersive. You first start out as a regular old human and make your way to a computer where you can control where and what to build. You can pop out of this computer whenever you want and see the creations that you've built walking around your base. It's incredibly cool in my opinion. It's also incredibly immersive to take control of these units, as the cockpits of each make you feel like you're actually in the cockpit of a tank, or a plane, or a gigantic Megadeth robot. And the way that you actually finish off the enemy is one of the coolest I've seen in any strategy game anywhere really. You can take out all the surrounding troops and buildings with tanks and heavy vehicles, but to take out the CEO himself or herself, you actually have to go in as a robot and storm the office they're in. The first time I played, I was legitimately scared when I heard those alarm bells ringing. The AI caught me completely off guard, and I did not expect him to attack me at all. Take a look.
Why? That small turret did absolutely nothing. Look, he's still here. Oh my god. Oh. Guys, he's in the elevator. Guys, just one drone. Oh my god, guys. I'm actually scared right now. Come on, come on. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is one of those few games that actually manages to get my heart pumping. It is possible to run away from your office and try to avoid your fate, but because you can't do anything away from the computer, you're basically screwed if they take the office. It would be cool if there was a last resort bunker you could go to or some bodyguards you could activate, but these are things I would want added after the interface is fixed and after there's a little more detail added to the maps. I would be doing this review a disservice not to mention the maps, because the maps, while they get the job done, they're pretty basic and undetailed, and some maps are even just downright ugly to look at. The lighting in this game is no strong suit, as in multiple places the light can be blinding. This is something that could be easily fixed with access to the workshop on Steam. The reason the game creator hasn't added this ability is because he said that people probably wouldn't be able to understand the scripting that it takes to program the units where to go. While granted, I probably wouldn't be able to know how to do this. I know that there are some very smart people out there that would probably be able to figure out how to do this. Overall, I think the workshop would be extremely beneficial to this game, not only for map design, but also just to give graphical updates to the units and landscape. While there probably are hoops to jump through that I don't know about, I think adding in the workshop would not only help with these things, but also help the community maintain itself and grow over time. And the game is multiplayer too, with up to 8 players. So overall, while the RTS aspect probably won't blow you out of the water, the incredibly immersive first-person shooter aspect will leave you with a unique experience that will be difficult to find anywhere else. This game is so unique that I'd hate to see it fail because of a bad interface and a relatively subpar map design. But yeah guys, I guess that wraps it up for this review. If you want to see more streams like that one in the video, and I recommend that you do, we always have a fun time, I'll leave a link down in the description below. But other than that, remember to rate, comment, subscribe. This is Teletubby Terror, and I'll see you next time.